This is how looks 2.20 m space in length in the rock trail tent, which is provided by Lidl. And it should look like this, but there's nothing up there which could keep it there. And in this and other angle of the tent, the outer layer is so close to the inner layer that basically if you want to use it up, you're touching it, and in wet weather you're getting moisture or rain inside tent. Same applies to the gorgeous ceiling, which would seem very great at first, as it's a breathable mesh here, which would lead moist and warm air from your breath outside. But as you see, the ceilings are sagging in, so the water is not running off the tent, but it's staying on the tent, although it is round. I have taken off a bit of tension, but I have left the basic tension on both ends. So you could tension it more, but basically the picture is the same. It is still sagging, and somehow it's not running off very well. And the third thing is these doors. At first it seems like a very good idea if you want to keep your foyer ventilated, but if you forget it, as I did yesterday, there is a lot of water in this bath from the tarp, and there's a lot of wet stuff I had to dry out. So let's get back to the other door. The problem, so the door, there's no tension, as you can see, on the sides, on either one, but the pole tension is so big in this angle that if you are easy pulling the, of course now it did that, if you are, it stucks usually if you have tension. As you can see, I used it yesterday and it's the first time for two days I use it, and as you can see we have already started damaging the, forgot the name. But there is also a good story about this door, that you can leave the top part open and let the fresh air in, although it's very rainy, as you have a little bit of awning up there, so no straight down rain will get in. It will have, if it rains a lot, you can just close it more up, but that's the only good thing about these doors. So the side ventilation ports, a very good idea, because they do let fresh air in. When you sleep near them, you feel it when it comes in. But the problem is, for some reason, these are the only ports which do not have a mesh in front of them. And I don't see a reason why it shouldn't have a mesh, because those doors have mesh, those doors are mesh, up there is a mesh, there isn't a mesh, and here on the back side ventilation port also is a mesh, so why not on both sides put also a mesh, so you're better protected from the mosquitoes in the foyer. Where would you spend free time if it's raining? So on the other side, same story, no mesh. Of course there's mesh inside the tent, but that's it. About tensioning, I tried many different ways how to get this upper layer away from the tent layer underneath it, because you can't tension it, as you can see on here. If it's tensioned enough, I currently have unsprung it. I forgot that I wanted to do a video before I started to tear the tent down. So you can't tension it enough to get it away from that, because as you can see, here is the anchor point for this lower part. So you can anchor that inside, and you're anchoring them together, and if you're doing that, you can tension it enough. And even if you are leaving it there, still the inner side can come up way more out and touch it from the inside, as I showed it to you. Otherwise, as you can see, it's very spacious. You can fit 5 people in it. The only problem is those sides are not usable. The end is not usable if you're sleeping head in, and which I usually do because I don't want anybody coming in and out, stepping on my head while I'm sleeping. But other than that, it is quite dark when it's light outside, and it's quite breathy if there's wind enough blowing. So for the price, it could be one of the best buys if it weren't for the doors. This zipper point, which is already breaking apart. And that's it. Basically, it's a usable tent. And the moisture from here, if you are a sound conscious person, the moisture which accumulates during the night, it drips down onto the tarp underneath it, and it creates a loud noise. So you basically have to put a towel somewhere here, because it's some reason it drips here, then it drips around here, and then there is a puddle here. So yeah, those, and then there's a good point. Here's a hole for the outlet if you want to bring it out into the tent. It is a very big tent, and it takes an hour for one person to put it together. And yeah, that's it. So it comes in this beautiful olive green bag, which has the dimensions on it. So it is 370 centimeters wide outside and 480 centimeters in length, and inside is 350 wide and 210 centimeters in length, and inside it's 1 meter 90 in height. But I would say it is lower than that because I'm 1 meter 92 and I'm touching the ceiling everywhere, even in that highest point, even faster than that. So the bag weighs 14 kilograms, and that is correct. It's quite heavy. And this is the product number of the Rock Trail product. You can buy in Lidl shop. I bought it in Lidl Germany shop online, Lidl DE. So think about it. If you want this tent, now I would be saving for much more expensive tent, but as we are using it very rarely, I think we will be fine.